Baker Mayfield is not in the Patrick Mahomes category. He's not going to be in the Aaron Rodgers or the Russell Wilson or even the Josh Allen, some of these dudes that we think and we see as elevating teams to be better than what they possibly could be. But Baker Mayfield is a dude that if his wide receivers are off the COVID list, if now you could spread the field a little bit and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt can get going, he can win you a football game. The thing that hasn't happened, though, is we haven't seen him beat the big dogs of the conference, of the division. You haven't seen him beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. We haven't seen him beat the Baltimore Ravens this year. And so I don't know going forward necessarily how much confidence you have in just purely Baker. Being an individual that with all odds against him, with the adversity stacked and with the obstacle stacked, can outplay those circumstances. But he doesn't really have to. I picked last week, before I found out what was going down Friday with the wide receivers of the Cleveland Browns, I picked them to win the division. I thought that they would beat the Jets coming in to last week, and I thought the Colts would beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, after a second half by both of those teams, it's not that. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the division winners. The Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield are playing for their playoff lives, and they need help. I don't know if they pull it off. I think that pressure, added with what position they are now when we're losing to the Jets, they don't get it done. I don't think Baker gets it done. I think it's going to be a very difficult game. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers elevate their play because they understand they need to win this game and they need to have a groove going into the first week of the playoffs. And so they just fall short. The season is not a failure, but it is a disappointment. And it's a disappointment because Baker Mayfield couldn't outplay his circumstances, but we shouldn't have had to ask him to. He's their quarterback of the future. He's shown that he can be their guy, but he won't be the guy that takes them to the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I'm still high on Baker Mayfield. I've had Baker Mayfield's back really from the jump. The interesting thing when it comes to the confidence of Baker, like there's no gray area. Your confidence in him is like your confidence in Ryan Clark's Wi-Fi. At some point, it's going to give out, or your confidence is in Dominic Foxworth and himself. He just loves himself so much, right? So, like, I'm on the Dominic Foxworth side when it comes to confidence in Baker. I don't put a lot of stock into yesterday, man. Like, imagine Friday night finding out that everything that you had prepared for and planned with when it comes to your game plan is gone. You know, that's what happened to Cleveland this past week was you put a whole game plan in thinking all these guys are going to play, and then on Friday afternoon or Friday night you realize, oh, okay, three of our offensive linemen or two of the offensive linemen, they can't play, and our four starting wide receivers, they can't play either. That throws everything out the window, and so I still believe that Baker Mayfield, we're 1 week removed from going, oh my gosh, Baker Mayfield's playing outstanding football. We're 2 weeks removed from that Monday night game against Baltimore. You're going, oh, that was one of the best games we've seen all year by a quarterback. And so yesterday was just kind of a tough break for their football team. He's going to throw for over 25 touchdowns this year. He's going to have single-digit interceptions. He's going to take a step both on the field when it comes to his performance and both off the field with his maturity and how he leads their football team. I think they can beat Pittsburgh next week. Their defense is going to have to play good football. Their defensive line will have to, in many ways, be as impactful as the offense. But if they beat Pittsburgh, they're in. Before Baker Mayfield got there, they had 3 wins over the course of 4 seasons. They got 10 this year, right? A big part of the reason is because of the performance of Baker Mayfield. They've answered the 2 biggest questions. Do we have a quarterback of the future, and do we have a head coach of the future? The answers are yes, and Baker Mayfield is a big reason why.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're not going to make the playoffs. I do think they lose to the Steelers, but I think you're right about this being an improvement season. But if the question's about Baker, I don't think this one game changes our mind about Baker, but we have a lot of evidence. And I know that if we are asking a question about a quarterback and Dan Orlovsky is being asked that question, the answer is going to be yes. Always. All quarterbacks, the answer is always yes. All quarterbacks are great. I love them all. They're all going to be fantastic. They're all going to the Hall of Fame. I'm a little bit more discerning when it comes to Baker Mayfield. I think he has solidified himself as the quarterback there, but I agree with Ryan. Like, he is the guy when all things are right and you have a special little situation, it'll work out and he can reach those heights in rare moments, which is nice. And I do think that that's important to have. That's above average in the NFL. But I think that you have to make sure that you guys remember Family Matters when Stephon got the cool juice or Steve got his cool juice and he turned to Stephon.
That running game.
did I do
that running game is his cool juice. Like, he wants to be Baker with his chest out and his bravado. He need a sip of that running game to get him right. He needs all that stuff for everything to work out. And sometimes in the fourth quarter, he can do heroic things like he did against that depleted Ravens secondary in that Monday night game. But if you're relying on Baker, if you get to a situation, and last thing, Dan, before I let this go to you, because I know you got some more defense of all quarterbacks, let me bring up another quarterback that last season, towards the end of the season, lost all of his starting receivers. And then he came out there and he balled out. A guy by the name
Give him his
Carson,
guy. Give him his guy.
Carson Jebediah Wentz. Balled out. Remember that? And you was like, oh, Carson Wentz is the man. He did it against my guy, Dak Prescott. I don't even know what the question is. I don't care anymore. I just wanted to say the words Carson Wentz while looking at Dan Orlovsky's very handsome face. Phenomenal suit, by the way. The tie, jacket combo, magnificent. Now, what do you have to say to that?
Thank you. I'll tell my wife. Here's my thing. Like, when you guys, here's the reality. Everybody's a quarterback hater. Right? And so we measure Baker Mayfield unfairly to like Patrick Mahomes or Rodgers or Brady. Like, if you're not those guys, it's like, well, this guy's not that good. Yes, a lot of quarterbacks outside of the 3 or 4 on the planet, they need some help. They need, Baker Mayfield, for him to play really, really good football, he wants a complimentary run game and some good receivers. But that's part of playing the position in the NFL. There's only 3 or 4 guys that you can go, no matter what, no matter the scheme or the people around them or how bad their coaches are, those guys are going to play great. Everyone else is a little bit of their performance is going to be dependent on who or what is around them.
For sure. Dan, I'm definitely not arguing that, and that's why I stated my answer the way I did. I said, if we're just looking at Baker Mayfield, the individual, and you're taking away some of the pieces from around him, it's hard to just believe in him.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.